Hello Vulture Sports, I'm Patrick and welcome to my brand new series for Vulture, which is my Chelsea one-year domination series, where I'm going to hopefully take Chelsea to the top of everything, so League Cup, FA Cup, Premier League, and hopefully even the Champions League, and hopefully getting the quadruple at the end of the season. There's no point taking on a different side or challenge because FM 2013, whoever follows the Football Manager series will know that it's out in a couple of months, so obviously getting involved in a harder challenge would be silly because it'll probably take too long, and by the time I'm finished it would have been probably a couple of weeks into Football Manager 13 and no one wants to watch Football Manager 2012 videos. So without any further ado, let's have a look at the tactic I'll be using for this season, and then we'll go on to the first lot of friendly fixtures and the first month in charge of Chelsea. For this season I'll be using a classic 4-3-3. This is basically the main formation for the season. Obviously I'll keep you up to date if I do anything differently, of course. My passing style will be shorter because with a lot of good midfielders there comes good passing stats. They're able to kind of get the ball moving, and with a target man and a Trequartista up top meant that I can pass the ball around and get Fernando Torres on the end of it. I always found that a shorter passing is a bit better, especially with players that have better passing stats and technique as well. So obviously direct passing is good, but I think that's more for if you're going to play wingers or more outside players. Also I'm going to do marking zonal because I feel that my defenders are a bit slow, so if I put them to zonal it kind of spreads them out a bit and shares the amount of players I'll be marking at one time. Defensive line is slightly above normal, so it kind of again I'm playing on the fact that they're quite slow. The width will be towards the narrower end. As you can know, it's a 4-3-3, so I'm going to play the football through the middle of the park. Tempo will be in a normal section. Control football's better than fast one, I always find, and obviously the focus passing is through the middle, and I put a counter attack on because there's no reason not to. A couple of our defenders are actually good at passing the ball, and Ashley Cole and both Ivanovic are good for getting the ball forward quickly. Playmaker will be Frank Lampard in the deep line forward, deep line playmaker, even position sporting role. Target man will be Fernando Torres, good pace and finishing and off the ball as well, and it'll be run on to with him. Target man for Lukaku and Drogba. Drogba's actually out for the first start of, he'll be in next episode, but he was out for 2 months, but he got a hernia. Juan Mata, instead of playing him on the wing, I put him up front because he was able to play the Trequartista role, and hopefully that plays alright. John Obi Mikel will be in the ball winning midfielder supporting position, good passing and good stamina, good strength and tackling meant that he can not only win the ball for us but pass it off correctly as well. And Raul or Ramirez are both playing in the centre midfielder role, automatic, overall good work rate and stamina, good passing and tackling meant that they can do a bit of both, helping in support and defence. So let's have a look at the friendlies and see how tactics done in that. Our first friendly fixtures against our reserve side, and it went pretty poorly. We had a first team out and only managed to win 2-0. They actually missed the penalty, so it could have been 2-1. They scored an own goal, Nathaniel Calicoba in the 5th minute, and John Terry brought it to 2-0 in the 84th minute. And then 4 minutes later, Didier Drogba actually got himself injured with a hernia, obviously out for 2 to 3 months, so he won't be in this episode. Pretty poor match. We had 15 shots, 4 on target and 55% of possession. They had 4 shots, 2 on target and 45% of possession. So first game of our campaign, so you know, hopefully we get all the mistakes out now and learn to play well together in our new formation. So there's obviously a bit more settling in to do, and I understand that. So on to the next game. Our second friendly game was against Vitesse, a Dutch club I believe, and we only managed to get a draw, 1-1 draw. They had 6 shots, 3 on target and 48% of possession, and we had 9 shots, 3 on target and 52% of possession. So close game, should have won it by a bigger margin, but still settling into the new tactic and getting used to all the new players which have joined the club. So let's have a look at our third friendly fixture. Our third fixture for our friendlies was against Malaga. Malaga are a newly funded club, very wealthy. I think this season got into the top 3 for the Spanish league, so a good side. We beat them 2-1 at Stamford Bridge. Ramirez getting the first goal in the 7th minute, and then Juan Mata got one in the 33rd minute to make it 2-0 at the half. And then just before the game ended, we managed to score an own goal from one of our youth players in the 90th minute, which is a shame. We could have ended with a nice not conceding one goal, but you know, that's football. We had 15 shots, 7 on target and 55% of possession, whilst he had 5 shots, 2 on target and 45% of possession. Good game. I'm glad to kind of face up against a good side and get a good win, so it kind of proves that we're getting into our new roles now. So on with our 4th game. For our 4th game, we came up against another good side of Roma, obviously a massive side in the Italian league, and we beat them 2-0 at Stamford Bridge. Frank Lampard opened up scoring in the 10th minute. Then Fernando Torres scored again in the 35th minute to make the game end at 2-0. Nothing happened after the half. We were all over them from start to finish. We had 20 shots, 6 on target and 55% of possession. So if we use our shots, if they were a bit more clinical, we probably could have scored a couple more goals, probably end the game with 5-0. But you know, again, with only one lone striker as the poacher, it kind of narrows the chances of the amount of goals we'll score. Of course, we do have 2 others, but they're more feeding strikers. So whether or not Fernando Torres is on form on that day kind of dictates whether the margin of goals will be bigger or smaller. Our last friendly fixture for this year was against Palermo, and we opened up scoring in the 28th minute with Frank Lampard scoring a good goal, and then Raul Meirelles in the 52nd minute grabbed the 2nd and last goal of the game. We had less possession than them, but obviously the amount of shots we had on target comparison to them was a bit more. We had 11 shots and 4 on target, and they had 7 shots, 2 on target. So clinical finishing meant that we could go 2 ahead quite comfortably and quite quickly, and we ended the game that way, and it was a pretty good match. So without any further ado, let's get the Premier League up and started. Our first match of our campaign and the first match of my managing career in the charge of Chelsea was against QPR, a side obviously newly promoted to the Premiership this year, and we beat them 3-0. John Obi Mikel opened up the score in the 6th minute off the rebound from their goalkeeper, I forget the name, sorry. Then after the half, about 20 minutes in, Raul Meirelles got one in the 69th minute. And then just before the game ended, Frank Lampard scored our last goal of the game, making it 3-0. As you know, Frank Drogba's out, so Romelu Lukaku's in instead of him, but he's playing really well at the moment. He showed that he's really up for the challenge, and it's good to see him play well. We had 16 shots, they had 6 on target and 59% of possession, so dominating pretty much from start to finish. They had 4 shots, 2 on target and 41% of possession. 3 yellow cards between us, and then Anto Ferdinand was actually sent off just before the first half ended for taking out Fernando Torres on an open goal scoring opportunity, so it's a straight red for him. So yeah, a pretty good game. I'm pretty happy that we managed to get a good win against QPR away from home. So on for our second game. Our second game for this campaign was against Newcastle, a side that have proven this year that there are no pushovers, obviously with likes of Cisse and Demirbay. We opened up the score in the 19th minute with Fernando Torres, and then again just before the half ended in the 39th minute, and then Gary Cahill scored an own goal in the 76th minute, which meant the game ended at 2-1. Good game. We dominated them so badly. We had 26 shots, 9 on target and 70% of the possession, whilst he had 2 shots, 2 on target and 30% of possession. To be fair, we passed them out the park. Brilliant connection from all the midfielders, putting the ball out, loads of passing. It was great to see. Good way to play football, not to kind of kick it over the top, but it was just good passing and good communication, and off the ball positioning meant that we could create loads of chances. Obviously we didn't finish them all, but like I said earlier in a couple of friendly fixtures, I spoke about how we've only got 1 lone striker and obviously 2 feeding, so we have to remember that Fernando Torres is on his own, but he's got himself 2 goals, so it's 2 goals out of 2 games, so he'll be pretty impressed, and so am I. So it's on for the last game for this month, and for our last game for this month was against Swansea, another newly promoted side. This time we're away from home, and Romelu Lukaku got his first goal of his campaign in the 3rd minute off the corner, so and that sealed the deal for us. We couldn't actually score any more after that, so the game ended at 1-0 to us. Ashley Williams was sent off in the 1st minute. A pretty bad challenge, but I didn't think it was worth a sending off. They had 2 shots, 1 on target and 44% of possession, whilst we had 10 shots, 4 on target and 56% of possession. So again, we're passing a lot and we're creating chances, but like I said earlier, and I'll probably say this numerous times throughout the series and the season, that we've only got 1 striker, and hopefully when Fernando Torres hits his form, we will that'll shut me up. So yeah, it was a pretty good game. Let's have a look at the Premier League and see what's been going on there. As you can see, we're top by 2 points. Obviously, actually no, it's 2 points, and yeah, 3 wins, conceding 1, scoring 6. Wigan, who are currently in 2nd place with 2 wins and a draw. Man United have lost, and we can find Tottenham in 11th place, but obviously they've still got another match in hand. Let's look at the stats and see what's done there. Fernando Torres with 2 goals, 2 under Robin van Persie, and Lukaku with 3 assists, playing his role as a target man really well at the moment, really getting involved, good strength, meaning that he can put Fernando Torres in with loads of chances, and he's a really promising player. Obviously Didier Drogba will be back soon, and I'll love to put him, swap him in and out with him, because they're both capable players. Obviously Didier Drogba, one of the best strikers in the Premier League at that point. So thank you very much for watching Vulture Sports, really appreciate it. Make sure to check out my channel, I've got 2 series running on that one, make sure to have a look at them. And thanks so much for watching, guys, have a nice day.